Welcome to another Seeds of Flourishing episode concerned with relaxation. So we're going to do another noticing video today, another noticing session, and in order to do this we're basically just going to notice sounds around us. Bring our attention onto various sounds. And as we progress through this exercise, you'll see exactly how this works. And then it's something you should be able to do anytime, once you're familiar with the process, without the aid of this instruction. So, firstly, you just want to settle into a position that's comfortable for you. You don't want to be doing this when you're driving or operating anything. This should just be done at a time when you can focus fully on this particular practice. So, as you get comfortable, you might want to just gently move a bit and adjust your body to get the most comfortable position possible. Sometimes it helps to do a few deep breaths where you just let go on the out breath. So if you want to, you can do that now. And you may find that that in itself has made you considerably more relaxed. Now, as a starting point, you might like to just notice the sensation of whatever you're seated or lying on, and how that feels right now in this moment. And as you're settling nicely in, we're going to start noticing some sounds around us. And those are going to be the primary focus of this particular practice. So firstly, just notice a sound that is close to you. For me, I can happen to notice the sound of my clothes as they move naturally with my breath, and they're sort of rubbing up against the surface that I'm currently rested against. For you, that might be a different but equally close sound. And just notice that sound. But don't try and analyze it. Just notice it as a sound. Then just with your attention move out to what seems to be the next closest sound. Maybe where you are, the environment you're currently in is generating its own range of sounds. For me, sitting here, I can hear the fan from my PC. For you, it's going to be maybe something else. Now I'd next like you to move your attention beyond your immediate environment. And again, as an example, to help you maybe focus in on your own environment, I'm sitting in a room in my house, and beyond the room that I'm in, I can hear the sound of the fan on the heat exchanger. So I can focus in on that. And of course, when you practice this without the aid of this particular instruction, you can spend as long as you like focusing on the different sounds. But we're now going to move on to even further out. So for me, I'm trying to focus in and see if I can hear anything outside of the house. I'm just noticing if there's anything maybe I can hear out in the garden. Now, of course, your housing insulation and your windows in your house may not make that so easy. But just see if you can lock in on a sound. Maybe if there's a street outside where you live, you might hear someone walking down the street, or maybe a car passing. Or maybe a pet in a neighbour's yard. And just try and focus in on that for a moment. Maybe the nature of the sound is such, it comes and goes. Or maybe it comes and then goes completely. If that happens, then just choose another sound. Now, what you can do is maybe switch back to one of the other sounds that you heard earlier that's still there. For me, my heat exchanger fan has stopped for a moment, but I can still hear the fan on my PC. So I can focus back in on that. I'm also noticing that no matter how still I try and keep myself, the gentle movement of my breath will always cause my sweater to move against the vinyl of my office chair, and so I can also hear the gentle rustling of that. And if you're wearing earbuds or headphones, as I am, then no matter how still you keep your head, there always seems to be a slight noise there. As you maybe make slightly unconscious movements, and you hear the headphones or earbuds slightly moving accordingly. Maybe if you're using one with a cord like I am, maybe the cord is rubbing up against something. And as I mentioned earlier, you can spend as long as you like working with this particular practice without the aid of this narration. But I'm going to gently bring myself back to the feeling of me sitting in the chair. Maybe my mind wandered a bit there for a time, but that's fine, that happens. But I'm just going to bring my full attention back on how I'm currently seated. For you, it might be the feeling of a bed against your body if you're lying down, or you may also be seated in a chair, much like I am. And at this point, if you happen to have closed your eyes during the session, then just gently open them And just make one or two gentle movements as you bring yourself back to the day-to-day. So I'm going to close up this session now. If you want, you can spend as long as you like just sitting or lying comfortably. Thanks once again for listening. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next session.